The World Day Against Trafficking in Persons is a day celebrated to raise awareness about the plight of human trafficking victims and promoting their rights. People are trapped in modern slavery, including trafficking worldwide. Between 2019 and 2022, the number of victims or survivors of forced labor nationwide have increased by 47%. In 2022, 61% of people trafficked were females, 37% adults, 22% girls. Accordingly, statistics from the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime says at least 162 nationalities were trafficked to 128 countries, with the majority of 31% being citizens of African countries, attributing displacement caused by conflicts and climate change as factors in trafficking patterns. This year's theme is Human Trafficking is Organized Crime and the Exploitation. Join us on the program Nigeria Today as we explore the journey so far as the world observes Trafficking in Persons Day. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eukaria Clinton. Now with me in the studio to expand on the topic is Mrs. Kehinde Akomolafe, Director, Public Enlightenment, NAPTIP. It's a pleasure to have you in Nigeria today.
Good evening, Nigeria. Thank you for having me.
Also with us for the conversation in the studio is Mrs. Tolu Odugbesan. He's the Director, Violence Against Persons, VAP, Department of NAPTIP. It's a pleasure to have you.
Good evening. Thank you for having us.
Now we're talking about breaking the chains of human trafficking. Now I will start with you, Mrs. Akomolafe. Talk to us. When you say human trafficking, I know it's been a topic that's been on for quite a number of years. What are the most common forms of human trafficking?
Thank you very much. Human trafficking actually appears in two broad ways. You can look at the internal and the external form of trafficking. With the internal, you have such uses like baby factory. You have children sold to people who are in need of them. You also have baby trafficking, child trafficking, baby factories where you have young women in a home. When I say home is in quotes, could be like a motherless baby's home or an orphanage or something, or a place where they are kept for rehabilitation purposes and they are made to procreate for the purpose of selling the children. You also have domestic servitude. It's a very common phenomenon in Nigeria. That's one form of human trafficking. Then human trafficking, the external form, is that which happens outside the shores of Nigeria.
Yeah, let me bring you back a little. You talked about domestic servitude.
Yes.
What exactly do you mean by that?
Domestic servitude is the usual one that they say house helps. So they make them work in the home as domestic servants.
Against their will?
Against their will, not necessarily against their will, maybe because they are ignorant or they are vulnerable. So that's the usual house help. I have a nanny, I have a house help in the home working with me. So there is not like they are usually forced always, but sometimes they are coerced into going there. Maybe because, oh, I want you to live a better life. I have options that are better than you being in the village. You know, they prey on their vulnerability because you have maybe a family that has 5, 6 children, and these children cannot be taken care of by the mother or the parents. So they find it's easier for someone to come and say, I want to help you. I want to train your child. I'm taking the child abroad. I'm taking the child to Lagos or to Abuja. And those ones get there. And then someone else collects the wage. So you don't find the children being the recipient of the wages. So there is an agent somewhere that receives the wage. So that's what we call the domestic servitude. So they are working within the domestic setting. They are also used as child laborers. So either in the shops, you find them as attendants in shops, or even in marketplaces. So these are different ways. So the external one has to do with trafficking outside the shores of Nigeria. Let me also deviate a bit before I talk about the external. Within Nigeria, you also have sexual exploitation. So people are made to work as prostitutes. So when they work, they don't earn their pay. Someone else collects the pay for them. You have some people taking advantage of the vulnerability of these people. So you find the external having to do with deception. Either they are used for organ trafficking, which is now becoming rampant, or even online scam. They say they are recruiting for jobs, they are taking them to Ukraine, they are taking them to Dubai, they are taking them to Oman.
To work in a factory.
To work in a factory, or even in homes. And they are made to sign contracts, 2 years, 3 years. Within those years, you cannot do anything. You have to obey me, whatever I say. And they are passed from one agent to another, and they could even be sold to other people. So these are the common forms of human trafficking that we have.
Okay, Mrs. Odugbesan, of course, Mrs. Komalafe has mentioned quite a lot of forms, different forms of, human trafficking, even some we don't even know about. Because this domestic servitude is a kind of eye-opener for me. I just think, okay, it's a normal thing. People can come, you bring in a child and all of that. So the theme of today says human trafficking is organized crime. Talk to us about this organized crime aspect. What exactly are they talking about here?
When we talk of organized crime, we know that there are different types of crimes. But human trafficking evolves into other crimes. It diverges into other crimes. It's organized. You have the trafficker, you have agents who recruit. So it's organized. They recruit victims either from the villages, from what Ms. Komalafe has said, either internally or externally, using deception, using coercion, using fraud. We call them factors that are used to lure victims. They use deceit, they use oath taking. Sometimes victims are made to swear oaths. So from there, there's a trafficker sponsoring the activities. An agent would go out to recruit these girls in whatever form, deceive them. Oh, you are going to work in a salon when you get to Dubai, but it's a lie. You are going to work in a supermarket when you get to Dubai, it's a lie. So they use coercion, they'll just coerce them. Some will use the relationship between him and the victim. I love you when you get there, or you'll do anything I want, luring her into prostitution at the end of the day. So it's organized in that for every step of the way, whether recruitment, whether transfer, whether the harboring, whether the receipt, it's a process. Human trafficking has to do with the transfer, receipt, transportation of victims, etc. So it's organized. Somebody will do that. When they get to where there's an agent who will take over. For example, if they are leaving from here to Saudi Arabia, for example, there's somebody at the airport already waiting. It's organized. The documents are gotten illegally. Medical tests are done illegally. Yellow cards are gotten illegally. Someone is there waiting for them at the airport. The tickets have been bought. It's organized at every step of the way. Tickets have been bought for this amount. You know how much you are going to give in return to your madam when you get over there. And when you get over there, somebody is already waiting. And then at the end of it, also works along with other crimes such as drug smuggling. So it doesn't work alone. It's very, very organized. And the money is always given back to the madam or the trafficker at the end of the day. And once you don't fall into that cycle, it's so organized. Once you want to move back, once you want to step out, like what she said, it's either you are sometimes killed, sometimes you are made to renew your contract with another madam, and they'll tell you that if you do not cooperate, your parents at home,
they'll kill them.
They'll kill them, they'll this. And we've even had instances whereby we've had victims who have been brought back from outside the country and do not want to support the agency in bringing the trafficker to book because they have been made to swear oaths. So when they bring them to the agency has gone as far as to bring in these fetish priests to the agency and making them revert the oaths on the victims in order for the victim to cooperate with us. So it's highly organized.
So back to you, Mrs. Kamalafe. I know there must the people involved in all of this must be making quite a lot of money from this. For this business to be thriving, yes, they must be making quite a lot of money from it. Now, for people, because as we speak today, some persons are getting ready to get into this trap. They don't even want to listen to what people, to reasoning at all. So tell us, how dangerous can this be?
My colleague mentioned the fact that it is a highly organized crime. It's a highly dangerous journey to go into. It's a source of livelihood for most of them, because a good number of them don't even know what else to do. There are probably people that were once victims of human trafficking and had graduated. After a while, maybe they've been there 2-3 years and they are now given their freedom. Let me put it that way. For them, I can also do this. Since it's an eye-opener for them, they have seen that people can actually be trafficked and someone is making big money. It's a business that is rated globally as the second most lucrative. When NAPTIP started, there was a debate, is it the second, is it the third? It's clandestine in nature, it's highly organized. We have the drug trafficking and arms running and human trafficking. So human trafficking has come to take the second position. It nets annually several billions of dollars. So if someone can earn as much as $50,000 on one single individual, and the person is able to successfully traffic 5 victims, you know how much that means. So, and also after collecting this money, it's also possible, in fact it's not even also possible, it's been done. They can also sell these victims to somebody else outrightly.
That's slavery.
That's slavery. That's
slavery.
what we are saying. Human trafficking is modern day slavery. There's no other way of looking at it. Unfortunately, it's even more terrifying in nature, because everything, because of the criminal tendency of it, they know if they are caught, they can go for it. So they go to any length just to make sure that they get their profit. So if it, and you don't invest anything, the victims from the beginning till the end pays for everything. So it's not like I'm buying or I'm selling where I have a certain amount that I put into the business. They practically put nothing.
It's like profit all the way.
All the way, no losses. But they know that once they are caught, they are going for it. So they go different terrible ways to ensure that they get their victims on their side. That's why she said oath taking or even threats. They threaten them, they can kill them. So it's very
because it's
organized.
it's their investment.
Yes, it's a business, a livelihood.
It's easy to make money because we're talking about vulnerability of people. You look at a poor family, you look at a society where there's crisis. You go into the society and say, I want to help you, I want to bring you out. A few weeks ago, the agency received a young girl, Basharia, that was abused in Sokoto. Thanks to the Director General, we brought her to Abuja. She's now been rehabilitated. From her head to the sole of her feet, were lacerations everywhere. Everywhere. She could not sit down, she could not stand because of someone saw this girl from an IDP camp and she wanted, say, I want to help you. From helping, beating upon beating, marks on her body, acid even was poured on her. So these are the kind of things that we see. So the issue of lucrativeness of the business is not even to be discussed. It's a very lucrative business, very, very lucrative, but it's becoming increasingly dangerous for even the traffickers.
Okay, now tell us, Odugbeson, we are talking about breaking this chain. Now, having worked with NAPTIP for this, how do you think we can really break the chain? What can we do to make it, to break this chain in spite of all these challenges?
Thank you very much. One of the things is what NAPTIP did today and this week, marking the Human Trafficking Week. Today, we had a stakeholders consultative forum whereby all stakeholders all over the Federation came to Abuja to dialogue, to identify themselves with the agency and their war against human trafficking, to let's know their gaps, their challenges, and profile way forward. And the agency, under the Director General Ajabinta Adamubelo, has done well. A lot of stakeholders came today, a lot of task forces. The agency has set up, I think, almost 30, if not more, state task forces to fight and combat human trafficking in their communities. The Director General of NAPTIP is a co-chair, while the state attorney generals are also co-chairs. But the DG cannot go to the state, so the zonal commanders are chairmen of those commands. And the task forces have done well, and we still look forward to further collaboration with them. The task forces have been engaged in public enlightenment with empowerment, rehabilitation, protection of victims, and some state governments have gone as far to support NAPTIP and to support the functioning and operationalization of these state task forces. To those of them, we say thank you very much. And state governments too have bought into the fight against human trafficking. Some states have assisted the agency in providing shelters, providing empowerment materials, etc. But we can do more, like what Madam said, more public enlightenment. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. Everybody must know. We cannot say the person who abused Bashirura is ignorant of the law. She's learned, or she's in the process of becoming a learned person. So, but that doesn't mean that your humanity should leave you. You do not treat another person's child like that. Everybody must know that every individual on the face of the earth has human rights, which must not be tampered with. You cannot treat a fellow human being like an animal. So we need public awareness, more public awareness to the communities, to the local governments, which is another thing the agency intends to do. I want to say that our DG was former chairman of ALGON, Association of Local Governments of Nigeria. The agency right now is in the process of collaborating with ALGON and going to the communities. Because when we talk of exploitation, like we have said, internal and external, these girls are recruited from the communities. Bashirua was recruited from an IDP camp. She became a victim because of insecurity. And from there, she was vulnerable, and because of that, she was exploited. So we need to go to the communities. We need more education. We need to educate people on their rights. We need to tell them what you are going through has a name. It's human trafficking, and it is illegal. It is illegal.
That's the point, because quite a lot of persons don't know that what they are doing is a crime. They don't know.
An ignorance.
No, they don't know it's a crime.
Yes.
Not just the uneducated people, even the educated people.
Yes.
Like you talked of domestic servitude. bringing children from somebody, you know, it happens every day.
Yeah, as normal.
Yeah. So what then is the role of the parents? Because sometimes the parents will say, yes, go, go. Because they're looking at the, you know, the pecuniary side of it, the money.
You see, there are two sides to this question that you have asked. In the course of this job that we're doing, we found that some parents are actually willing accessories or suspects in perpetrating this crime. Because I have had the privilege of serving in Edo State, and I actually saw parents deliberately giving out their children, knowing fully well the dangers in it. Parents would say, it's normal for my children to want to explore and search for greener pastures. They're there. They don't want to hear whatever you want to say, because the greed in human beings. Some parents have actually been found culpable in sexually exploiting their children. I mean, taking their children to brothels to work as a sex worker. It's not fables. We are not talking of stories. These are things that we have seen. So you find them in two ways. Those who know and are ready because of greed, because of laziness, they are ready to do anything, go to any length just to get the money. And you find those that are ignorant, completely ignorant, they didn't know it. For them, this familiar people, because the traffickers are not ghosts, they are people that are close to the parents of these children. If I come to you and you don't know me, you would not give your child to me. But someone who is close to you will come and deceive you, you know, show some nice things, tell you beautiful things, because he knows exactly what your problems are. And so she will use that and say, oh, you don't have to struggle, you don't have to do this. I can assist you. After all, we are friends. What are friends for? Your daughter is my daughter. She can come live with me and I can take care of her. She will grow up with my children. That's it. It's easier for you to allow. If the person wants one, you say, you can take two. You can take two now. Because that is, your friend is helping you and he's not out of place. It could even be your uncle or your sister or your brother. You say, oh, they are helping us. And in the real sense of it, fostering is a tradition in Africa. It is not a crime. So many people have lived with uncles, aunties, grandparents, sisters, and brothers, and they are people in the society now. So this tradition is being abused now. So parents that have been found culpable, in the truth, there are some parents that have gone to jail because of this.
Okay, so in 30 seconds,
Yes.
Mrs. Ojigbe, talk to us. What is the role of every Nigerian in this case? Because it's all hands must be on deck for us to fight this crime. Just 30 seconds.
30 seconds. I hope I can do justice to that. First of all, we must know that human trafficking is a crime. We must know that we must protect our children. We must have the number of children we can afford. We must not say that because I'm not rich, my child must stay with my cousin, my sister, my aunt, just as has been said. No, if you are drinking Gary, I keep on saying, let your child stay with you and drink that Gary. Any person that wants to help you to assist your children's education should do so while your children are under your roof. And oath-taking, girls, be smart. Look after yourself. Your boyfriend can traffic you. Be smart. Don't stay alone with boys in strange places. Don't listen to friends' advice. Let your parents know wherever you are. And the society too, we talk of tradition that has been said and all that. Tradition plays a great role. No, Nigeria is a patriarchal society. The issue of fostering, and then the issue of not allowing girls to go to school. You allow the boys to go to school, you don't allow the girls to go to school. The girls will be doing domestic chores and all that. And the girls are the ones most of the time we have in our houses that are being used as domestic help.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Yes, so, and also, even husbands can traffic wives.
Yes,
It's happening.
It
so
is.
everybody should be just careful. Be careful. Cut your coat according to your cloth. Not even your size this time. According to your cloth. So on that note, I round up today's episode of Nigeria Today. A very big thank you to Mrs. Kehinde Akomolafe. She's a Director, Public Enlightenment, NAPTIP. Thank you so much for coming. And also Mrs. Tolu Odugbeson, Director, Violence Against Persons, VAP Department of NAPTIP. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for being part of the program. I'm your carrier, Clinton. Goodbye.